What is something a teacher did that still makes you angry to this day? Story 1. In first grade, we were having a picnic party at the end of the year to celebrate summer in my class. My teacher, who I'll call Miss, already proved to be my mom's least favorite of all of my teachers. A few days before the party, Miss sent out a letter to all the students to give to their parents. The letter asked every student for $20 for the pizza. No other expenses were mentioned in the letter. Every single student was supposed to bring in $20 just for pizza for the whole class. Long story short, my mom did not bring in $20 and instead chose the lunch from home option. The worst part was, do you want to know how many pizzas the class got? Well, every single kid in the class except for me brought in $20. So you're probably expecting at least 15 pizzas, right? No, there were 3 pizzas, despite over $100 being brought in just for the pizza. Story 2. We were told to pick any book we liked for a book report. I struggled with public speaking at the time, but I got to talk about a book I loved. So I worked hard and nailed it. The teacher failed me. I asked why and was told I didn't pick a good book. This failure dropped my grades so low that they suggested I should be in remedial English. Story 3. My 7th grade teacher told the class that trash breeds trash. It had never occurred to me until that day that my future might be tied tighter to the family I came from than the work I put in. Please do not ever say this to a child. Story 4. My 4th grade teacher gave me a C on a coloring sheet with no instructions because I didn't color the grass green. Instead, I took extra time to shade the grass with brown, tan, and a little green because I wanted it to be a fall picture. My creativity was gone for a good long time after that. Story 5. I absolutely hated my 4th grade teacher. She was new to the district and was on her trial year. I've always struggled with math, and she was teaching us multiplication. I raised my hand and asked a question about something I didn't understand, and she started making fun of me. For the next week, every time she did a math lesson, she would say, "Did you understand that, or do I have to go slower just for you?" And then make fun of me. I just stopped asking questions and was failing. My mom came in to talk to the teacher about why I was failing after school one day, and the teacher said, "She won't talk up in class, so I don't know that she is not understanding what I am teaching." I started to cry and left the room. The next day, she not only made fun of me for not understanding math, but also asked if I was going to cry to mommy. Thank goodness she got enough negative feedback from the parents that they didn't offer her a job in the district, and I'm not sure whatever happened to her. Hopefully she will become a better teacher if she stays teaching. Story 6. I used to collect the small broken pencil leads off the floor in my class. Elementary students have heavy non-dexterous hands that are prime for breaking pencils, so I had a gold mine. Well, the teacher caught me one day and not only took my stash away, but she told my family I broke my pencils just for all this. No one believed my weird little hobby, but I held that grudge until the day she retired. Story 7. You're supposed to write with your right hand. I'm ambidextrous, so I just wrote with my right hand in class and did my homework with my left hand out of spite. She was really nice though, but that annoyed me. Story 8. I was in a foster home for a large chunk of my 5th grade year because my parents are bad people. I loved school because school was my only constant in life, even if it was in many different schools, and I loved learning. I was a great student, but my 5th grade teacher had some seriously bad opinions on what kind of child would be in and out of foster care like I was, and she used it to be terrible to me. She would constantly gossip and badmouth me to pretty much everyone. Other teachers, other students, and other adults in the community. Say things like, how I was such a bad and out of control child. I wasn't. Make up some seriously twisted lies and allegations like how I was probably doing inappropriate things with the janitor because she caught me talking to him one day about bugs and the best books in the library to learn about them when I was supposed to be outside at recess. I had come back into the school to get a bottle to hold the bug I caught and wanted to learn about. If I raised my hand in class to answer a question, she would laugh at me and call me out as know-it-all, who was too stupid to actually get the answers right, despite the fact that almost always would have been right. Just things like that. That woman was vile and evil, and how she was ever allowed to teach is something that baffles me to this day. My fifth grade year probably would have been rough enough as it was without her. She made it 1,000 times worse. Story 9. I had a self portrait that I was really proud of. Looked forward to it every day. One day, my art teacher erased it as I was drawing it. Says it doesn't look like me and she knows my face more than me because I never see it. She got fired real soon after this. Story 10. I've got a bunch of these. My opinion of elementary school teachers is very low, and I'm sure there's a correlation, but probably my favorite is going through school doing the what do you want to be when you grow up bit. I loved dinosaurs, as is tradition with all 5-year-old future nerds, and said I wanted to be a paleontologist. I was told that there was no such profession and was chastised for making up words to sound smart. When I insisted that there was such a profession, she responded that no, the tasks I referred to was falling under the umbrella of paleontology were performed by museum people. Story 11. My grade 3 teacher was a real stuck up witch and had it out for me. Granted, I was a bad kid, but that doesn't warrant the really nasty stuff. We had some sort of show and tell, and I brought in a rock collection. My family would take a trip up to hot springs in the mountains, and I'd always look for weird colored salt deposits and sediments and stuff like that. The teacher held on to everything afterward. Come midday, when everyone wanted their stuff back, mine mysteriously wound up missing. I was extremely angry. At the end of the day, I managed to find them in the garbage buried under a pile of paper, and I threw a huge scene. She kicked me out of the class, and I ended up with a 2-day in-school suspension. She also took away my inhaler, allergy-induced asthma, claiming it was distracting and I didn't really need it on me at all times. Story 12. In high school, I made an intentional eye contact with another student during a test for all of 2 seconds, and the teacher stormed over, accused me of cheating, and took my test away. Later found out that she had been applying for a job that my dad ended up getting, so she was taking that out on me. Story 13. My 5th grade gym teacher. She was a 40 or 50 something year old woman who, unlike every other gym teacher I've had before, who would wear normal gym clothes, would come to the gym with really nice jewelry, makeup, and shirts. And she would talk to the class over a PA system that was installed into the gym. She was also really overweight. I usually don't care about other people's bodies, but this is relevant. My gym teacher was really strict, and she would also discipline students over the PA system. I don't remember any time she called me out over the speakers because I never acted out and was a teacher's pet type, but I will never forget what she said about my best friend at the time, who we'll call Sue. Sue was chubby and had an apple-type body shape, and she sometimes had trouble with all the more active activities. Like other students, she would get orders from the gym teacher to run faster, reach further, etc. The gym teacher would always be sitting or standing at the bleachers. However, one day, we were playing dodgeball. Both teams were thinning out, and while I was already out, Sue was still playing. When Sue got hit, The gym teacher made a comment over the speaker about how it's so easy for Sue to get hit since she's so overweight. Sue, trying to stay positive, started trying to laugh it off. But then the gym teacher went back on the mic and sneered in the nastiest tone. "Oh, look, she's laughing." Sue was crying when she came next to me. We were 10 years old. We were also both dealing with some mean students who were in our class, and they certainly heard the gym teacher's comment. It's been 10 years, and I still get furious whenever I think of that incident. I have no idea where this witch got the idea to publicly humiliate a developing 10-year-old girl because of her weight, especially since she was one to talk. Whenever you are, gym teacher lady, F you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the bell button to receive notifications to my latest videos.